Yeah, you're on.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to What's the Story, a podcast about life and faith. It's my first one, so you're going to see some real good bloopers here this morning.
We got the blooper reel rolling already.
JD
Carrie.
is with me, so we're going to have some fun.
Yes, we are.
We are live from the ASB Financial Studios and Fly on the Wall Productions on Main Street in Barrie. Thanks again for coming. I'd like to introduce myself to you and tell you why I think it's important for us to tell our stories and to talk about faith. I have some notes in front of me, so, at times I'm going to be looking down, but it's the best I can do today. I'm Carrie Freiberg. I grew up in Barrie. I graduated from Spalding in 1974. I went to college and graduate school and worked in a variety of places and settings and finally landed in Moortown and was a guidance counselor at Montpelier High School for 21 years. I married the irresistible and irrepressible Carl Yalicki, and we raised our son Joe, who is currently a coach and a teacher here in Central Vermont. And we have a beautiful English setter pup named Sunny, in case you were wondering. I retired in my mid-50s for a few reasons that I'll probably share later on in this podcast, having to do with caring for my ailing mother and the fact that I was a cancer survivor myself. Cancer forged my faith in God. When I was in the deepest throes of a very dire diagnosis, I invited God and Jesus to just please accompany me. Just be with me. I don't think God and Jesus are in charge of the outcome, but I just needed their company, and they came. And as it turns out, I survived, obviously. A few years later, I joined the Barrie Congregational Church, which was the church I grew up in. It's the big brick church right in downtown Barrie, near the park, set between the Universalist Church, which is the white church, and the People's Health and Wellness Clinic. I wonder what would happen if people could talk about faith more easily. It's not something that comes up in everyday conversations. It's something that we hold private. But I think it would be neat because I think we would get to know each other better on a much deeper level. I think we could generalize the knowledge that we gain to other people and their religions and their practices and understand the world a little bit better. I think that we could inspire each other. If you're going to talk about faith, maybe I can talk about faith, and maybe I can be inspired by you and inspire you at the same time. And I also think that hearing people talk about faith can give all of us hope. And I think that hope is something that we need desperately right now. What's your story? That's the most important thing, actually. What have been your hardships and your disappointments? How did you get through them? What did you learn? Come tell us. What do you excel at, and who helped you along the way? What keeps you up at night with worry? And on the other hand, what brings you great joy? Do you consider yourself a Christian, or do you embrace a different religion? Please come on the show and tell us all about it. I have a lot to learn about other religions. Are you spiritual? A lot of people say, I'm spiritual but not so religious. I'd love to know what that means.
Carrie, I think